Welcome, our virtual water cooler friends, the 29th episode of Into the Filmverse. What is Into the Filmverse, you ask? Well, that is a great question. It's a movie fan podcast covering all types of film content, including movie news, new releases, and a variety of past releases. I'm Mytchel Chandler.
And I'm Bryce Payne.
And today we are discussing breaking film news, various content we watched throughout the week, and the classic war film Saving Private Ryan. If you want to see our reviews for the films we talk about today or get our thoughts on other movies, be sure to join us on Letterboxd, the social network for film lovers. You can find me, Mytchel Chandler, at Mitch Reviews, and Mitch is spelled with a Y, so that's M-Y-T-C-H.
You can find me, Bryce Payne, at Payne Reviews, P-A-Y-N-E Reviews.
And before we dive into our weekly movie watches, we're going to go off the top with some recent movie news. And as we like to do, we're going to cover some more Marvel-y stuff. This would be the Falcon Winter Soldier finale. And so if you haven't seen the finale for it, I would just skip ahead about 5 minutes roughly. And we'll move on from there. But I'll start off by saying no longer Falcon Winter Soldier, it's Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
People are really pissed off about the titles.
Have you seen people pissed off about it?
Because the movie in 2014 is Captain America, the Winter Soldier, so now they're like, now I have to explain which one I'm talking about when I bring it up.
Oh, you're right, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Oh my God.
They're like, just give him the White Wolf moniker, goddamn.
You know what? And I think that's a fair comparison because really he should because he went through all his notebook at the end, even though that felt rushed, like you were mentioning.
Yeah.
But let's start from the top. All right. So obviously, last episode he opens the box from the Wakandans. We all knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, and then like there was leaks. there was a little leak where there's like a clip where you could see the suit for like a split second, and you're like,
oh, so you know what?
And then there was the toy leaks that full on showed you the suit.
Man, you must have like been all up.
I don't even try. The shit just shows up. I'll be like scrolling through Facebook, and it'll be like Captain America suit, and then of course my interest is like, oh shit, I want to know, is that like legit? So then I click it, and I'm like, oh fuck, it is legit. Oh fuck.
I'm just like off social. I'm like completely MIA for like if I know some big Marvel things coming up, I'm just MIA. But regardless,
no, that's okay. You got like
Sam
2 months to worry about.
I know. Sam flies in, right, and then boom, he's there, suit, shield, everything, and then he pops up, and the guy's like, "Who are you?" "I'm Captain America," and then it's just like boom, he just like immediately
it's
like,
done.
All in.
He's like I'm Captain America. Get over it.
Exactly, and then the rest of the episode was I want to say it was a lot of badass. Like
I'll say the first like half of the episode, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But then like they tied everything up in the first 30 minutes. Like every single loose end was like, and it's done except for like the little bit things. It's like you beat the main antagonist of your show with 30 minutes left in the show. Like,
did.
What the fuck?
It did wrap up really quickly.
And then they're like, oh yeah, John Walker. Nah, he cool. He U.S. agent now. He's fine. Redeemed.
Never cool. Nah.
Killed a man with the symbol of freedom, but it's all good now. What the fuck?
That. And I love how when he brought that shield in, it meant nothing, but he made that shield with a post-credit sheet.
It was like
nothing.
A huge deal. Everyone was like, "Oh shit," and then like it gets in and it gets beat up in like 2 seconds. Like
he
gets punched and it's dented. You're like, man, cheap fucking Hobby Lobby knockoff.
So obviously we got to talk about like that speech that Sam gave to the senators. That was some pretty powerful.
Yeah, he was
stuff.
like, you got to get the fuck into your shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He's like, what am I gonna do? He's like, I don't know, just do better. And I was like, but even more than that, like the whole scene he had there was just like so like it represented everything. Like I wish it was
could be. It was legit. Like you could see Steve.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, you could see Steve.
You could see why he chose Falcon.
Yeah.
Why he chose Sam, not Falcon.
See, the thing is, I feel like even Sam Wilson takes it a step further than Steve did. Steve represented what we could have been. But Steve,
the days have passed.
Yeah, the days have passed.
Sam represents like what things should be now.
Exactly, and it's honestly it's inspiring. Honestly, like it's I haven't seen anything in Marvel that I've like been inspired by, but this was one of those.
I mean, due to the drought of Marvel.
Yeah,
I haven't been inspired by like a Marvel movie since like Endgame.
Well, yeah, no, of course.
So like
I think that
it's
was
like 2.5 years, and now it's like trying to be like. We can be better, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Too little, too late. Like, you gotta get me back in the mood. This ain't work. You know, like an hour every weekend. You gotta give me that big blockbuster shit in the theater with the packed crowds. Like, I need to get back into this.
Exactly. I mean, that'd be cool to see, especially since they announced Captain America 4.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Anthony Mackie didn't even know about it. He got told about it through a grocery store clerk.
I know. I heard about that too. But let's be honest, that just sounds like something Marvel will do.
Marvel's like. Captain America 4. Anthony Mackie's like, what the fuck? What do you mean? I mean, cool. Hi.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in. But no, so then there's that speech was amazing, and then he went back to Isaiah, obviously, right?
And that was good. You saw like someone mentioned this. Sam is always on the right of most scenes he's in, and then he'll slowly transitions to the left of everybody by the end of the show.
You know what? I didn't even notice that, but I'm gonna have to go back and look through that.
People were like showing scenes, and they're like, here he is talking to Bucky, and then when he tries to transition to Captain America, you see him walk over to the left of Bucky.
He's like,
and then like Isaiah Bradley is like transitions himself, and the camera moves.
You know, that's
at least cool. I think that was the scene. There's multiple things where like as soon as he starts taking the moniker Captain America, he's always on the left of everybody, which I was like,
on your left,
on your left, like there we go, there.
That's dope. I like that. I like the callback. I didn't even realize that, but
it's like little subtle things I always love. I'm like, Marvel pays really close attention to their shit, and maybe it was a complete accident. It's just like they're like, yeah, we meant to do that.
Exactly. One of the things that I thought was cool or different, new. Well, two things really. But the first, Power Broker, Sharon Carter.
Called it.
I mean, yeah, I just...
What a hidden thing. Who would have guessed?
Exactly.
Her evil lair had no idea that she was going to be a bad guy. All the paintings and shit and the connections. Who would have guessed?
You know, it was one of those things that was almost too obvious that people were like, I thought it was like, really, is this going to happen right now? And then it did.
People were looking at her cell phone.
They were too.
They're like, she don't got an iPhone, bro. She don't got an iPhone.
Oh, you're right. You know, because they don't give iPhones to villains. Yeah, that's like a big flaw as far as like.
Someone was like, Bucky doesn't have an iPhone. They're like, yeah, well, Bucky's 107 years old, so shut the fuck up.
Bucky doesn't have a phone. He has
a flip phone like Steve.
Yeah. So there's that, and then what was the other thing? Oh, Madam Hydra. Obviously, she wasn't called Madam Hydra yet.
I'm excited to see her in Black Widow, or if she was supposed to be like a post-credit scene in Black Widow to lead into Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I don't know.
When does Black Widow take place again?
Between 2016, it's like during the events of Civil War, in between Civil War and Infinity War. So like, how is Madam Hydra gonna fit into that unless it was just a post-credit scene to get you into Falcon and Winter Soldier, which means we're not gonna see her.
Man, okay, obviously I'm looking forward to Marvel stuff, but I really just don't care about that. Like, I don't. Like,
I'm excited because Florence Pugh is going to be in another Marvel movie. I forget what it was, but she's like making another appearance, which means that her character is actually important.
Yeah, you're right. I guess as long as it has further ramifications.
And Taskmaster, which is like in the comics.
I love Taskmaster comics. Yeah,
he's the guy who trains the Marvel Suicide Squad, the Thunderbolts.
Oh, okay.
Which is run by Thaddeus Thunderbolt.
Right.
And so like
Bob Ross with
they're thinking the Taskmaster's gonna get captured in Black Widow and like made to like train the squad that and then in other Marvel news, because we love Marvel, the creator from Falcon and Winter Soldier, like the director, he's confirmed that Marvel has a ton of projects they haven't announced yet.
Oh well, of course.
And like they're just in the pipe works getting worked on. I'm like, I was trying to think coronavirus is a Marvel thing.
Coronavirus is a Marvel thing. We just needed a minute.
No, because think about this. Think about this though. We were supposed to start getting Marvel movies in 2020. It's 2021. So far, everything except for Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision have been prequels. And we're not getting, like, 2023 is when Endgame takes place.
Oh my gosh.
And we're slowly catching up. So, like, people are now, like, conspiracy theorists out there being like, Marvel just did this trying to catch the timeline back up because all their movies took place at the time when they were released.
Out of all the conspiracy theories, it's just that one's somewhat outlandish, but it's just like, all right, you know what? If I was gonna buy into one, all right, fine.
They're like, we got to catch up, okay? In 2023, we got to make it. Here, let's just Plague.
He goes Plague. Wow.
Disney's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Now it's 2021, and they're like, Black Widow, The Eternals takes place in the past. I'll put we got Shang-Chi, but we don't really know when that's set yet. So like we could still be in like 2022, and then we can start pushing out some stuff, But we'll keep the TV shows. Yeah, that's the shit. We'll keep that in the present, like the 2023.
Yep.
But the movies will slowly push back until they're caught back up to the timeline.
Out of all the conspiracy theories, all right, I guess I'll buy into that one. Oh
I found it so funny. I was watching the video about it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like maybe I.
Bro, just imagine coming out there being like, "Oh yeah," making a video that conspiracy theory time. You know what? Marvel was in charge of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's what this is all
They
about.
just wanted to catch the people back up to 2023 so their movies took place in the year they came out like they used to.
Wow. Well, speaking of some more interesting, not necessarily Marvel news, but it kind of relates back to Marvel. Chloe Zhao won Best Picture for Nomadland.
She did. I watched the ceremony. First off, Mytchel, you have my deepest apologies. I should have believed you. The ceremony sucked ass. I'll go. I'll talk about that for a second. This was the most awkward feeling fucking Oscars I have ever seen anything from.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just because it's so disjointed. I mean,
it's disjointed, but it almost feels like they weren't. I don't want to say they weren't ready. I'm like, bro, you had a year and a half to fucking figure this shit out. You added 6 months to your shit, and you still couldn't figure this shit out.
No.
Half the speeches, I think there was like 3 people that won that couldn't give speeches because of the no Zoom call.
Right.
So like Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor, which is, by the way, let's talk about that debacle. Normally, every Oscars, Best Picture is announced last because that is the big one everyone wants.
Right.
This year, it was announced third to last, giving room for Best Actress and Best Actor to be the last 2 categories.
And Anthony Hopkins wasn't even there at the last one, right?
No, but here's the fucked up thing: they kept pushing about the Best Actors going last. Like I don't want to say they made a big deal of it, but they announced the Best Actor was going to be last. Apparently,
right.
Of course, I didn't fucking know because I was just like Oscars, woo!
Right.
Everyone thought it was going to be like a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. That's where they were putting it last. Go out with a bang kind of thing, like let's give tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Like, then they were just like, Best Actor goes to Anthony Hopkins. The Academy accepts on his behalf, and that was it. That curtain call.
Yeah, that was kind of a debauched thing right there.
Like that's how you're gonna end it.
Call.
All right, cool, whatever. There's a couple weird things. Daniel Kaluuya thanked his parents for having sex.
Did they even have a tribute for Chadwick Boseman there?
He was the last on the memoriam, and it had like a pretty long thing.
Okay.
But
oh yeah, I guess they do memoriam.
Anthony Hopkins did release a video the next day, and paid tribute to Chadwick Boseman in the video. But he was just like, "Yo, I'm 83 years old. I didn't expect to get this."
That's fair.
But also, like, if you've seen The Father,
yo,
you could see why he got it.
I agree. But
Chadwick Boseman was really good in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, but I can totally fucking see why Anthony Hopkins got fucking The Father. Like, I'm not shocked. I'm just like,
well, okay. Here's the thing: if
awkward.
Viola Davis doesn't win Best Actress, then I don't think Chadwick Boseman has the right to win Best Actor.
That is fair. And here's another reason I don't think the Oscars were as exciting for me. I already knew it was gonna win.
Nomadland, yeah.
Like I knew since last March.
But that being said, the director Chloe Zhao of Nomadland winning Best Picture, she's gonna be directing Eternals. That's upcoming next year.
Like there's people that place bets on what's gonna win Best Picture.
It might be Eternals.
Eternals has a 16-1 odds right now for winning Best Picture.
It could win. But that's crazy though, right? Like a Marvel film winning Best Picture next year.
Yeah, Black Panther got nominated, but it didn't win.
Well, you're right.
But
you're right. You didn't it?
But like, all I can think about is like if Eternals somehow does win, because you gotta think about everything that she says is gonna be in it. You got like the sexual identities, the inclusion of more people.
Yeah, they also have like the deaf person as well.
And like, no, it's gonna be like, how fucking crazy you'd be to win best director twice, Best Picture twice, and one of them be a Marvel movie.
You'd be so hot. Like as far as like you'd be so hot and people are like I want you on the.
I will say that if it does get nominated for Best Picture, I think the Oscars will have a higher viewer than they did this year.
100%. Bro,
this year they only had 5 million people.
Regardless, next year I don't even care. I'll be the Oscars gonna be hyped. I'm gonna be like we're having a party. I'm gonna get drunk. And
it's gonna be. I think you were right. I was really like, oh, the Oscars still be cool. And then I watched it and I was like, oh no, Mitchell. No, I don't think you understand.
Because you weren't with me last year. Trust me, Oscars are fun.
I was there last year. I was watching it last year.
No, I'm saying with me.
Oh yeah, I know.
No, I'm saying, but this year it's gonna be lit. Let's just say.
But especially with things going back to normal, you'll be able to like.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But no, I'm just like last year we had 10 million viewers for the Oscars, and this year we had 5.
Oof.
And all I can think about is like, I just want the Oscars to get like 6 more ceremonies so they reach their 100th, and then they can fucking die off. Like I don't give a fuck. Just let them get to the century.
You just like those nice numbers.
I'm just like at least let them get to 100 before you guys just stop watching. Like let them get to that milestone, and then you can like tell them to get bent to get fucked. Like I don't care. Just let them get to 100.
Now,
They're at 94, man. Just 6 more years. Just leave them alone.
just 6 more years, exactly. So, well, that was kind of like all the movie news there. So, with that down, we're gonna venture onto some of our weekly movie watches, and we had a new film come out this week. in a fun film, which
don't lie.
I'm trying to like not.
You're trying to go in and not have biased opinions, but you can't. You can't.
In a rather surprising turn of events, get over here. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is the film that came out. You know, Bryce?
Fuck that movie.
Yeah, man.
I got people at work asking me how it was, and I'm like, you care about spoilers? They're like, well, kind of. And I'm like, fuck, you're not gonna know then. I ain't telling you shit. Like,
let me just say this: the Mortal Kombat. Okay, you know, when I was going into Mortal Kombat, the only thing that I required from it that it was gonna be fun, right? And to be fun, and I understand, like, that's not a high task to have, right? When you're having a film.
Like, it's a fucking fight movie. Like, it's not a hard thing to ask that you at least enjoy the fights.
Like, you go into Transformers, right? Like, I know that way back in the day. And all I care
all you want to see is the giant robots beat things up. That's all you want.
Exactly. Like, I don't care about
same
story.
Thing is like Godzilla versus Kong.
Correct.
All we wanted was to see Big Monkey and Big Lizard fight. I don't give a fuck about what else. And then you put half the movie be like people. I don't care.
All I want to see is some dope fight scenes, some blood, and like some fatalities, and let's go. And all I got was like Kano being funny, which was dope.
Hold up.
Besides that,
let's go through this. The first fight sequence between Scorpion and Sub-Zero in Japan in the 1600s. I
didn't even know it was them.
No, but that was dope as fuck. It felt so cool. Like it felt like you were in Japan. It felt like a dope ass samurai film.
Okay.
Like the vibe was right. I was like, I'm fucking with this. This is cool as shit.
It also lasted way too long though, I feel like.
I mean, kind of coming. I was like, Sub-Zero versus Scorpion. Like, I'm enjoying the shit out of this. Like, it's Sub-Zero Scorpion, right? No, it's not a Scorpion we know and love. So, like, you know, I see.
It's not even that, but it's also, it felt like, okay, the reason I was confused is
it felt unneeded.
Well, not even that. Okay, let's just say like that scene was alright, but then the beginning of that film, or you know, with Sub-Zero, like, is that Sub-Zero? Because I know he was using his ice powers. I know, but I'm like, was it? Like in my head, I'm like, but he's using ice powers, but it's like not that great. Like that's in my, I was like, he's just.
We'll get to that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but like the vibe from the first fight, I was like, oh shit, I fuck with this. This is cool shit. And then the minute like Cole showed up on the screen, I was like, oh fuck, he's gonna be related to Scorpion, isn't it? Like Raiden took the fucking baby, and now it's gonna be Scorpion. Okay,
right.
All right, what the fuck ever. And then like, I looked at Jada during that, and I was like, fucking watch, I'm gonna be right. And I texted you, and I was like, he's fucking Scorpion's like great grandchild, isn't he?
I was like, well, I thought that was kind of obvious, but
I like sent him a picture of the fucking like stadium where he's fighting, and I was like, this is the scene I'm at. I just need to know, am I right?
I was like, oh, like I feel like they just said that right away.
Anyway,
I was like, why else would you just cut to some random dude?
Jax is a wasted character. He did nothing. He did nothing. He had little scrawny T-Rex arms, and that's about it. Sonya Blade fucking sucked.
I mean, okay,
she was what? All she was envious of everybody else. She kept feeling those eyes like, fuck you, I want to be a champion. Like, bitch, get over it.
When she was playing against Kano, I thought she was good. Like, I thought,
like their banter together was really good.
Yes.
Cole as a character, fuck him. He's stupid. We don't need. He's not a character in the games. I don't give a fuck about this Cole kid. You don't need to bring a you don't need to make a character up for a Mortal Kombat movie. You can just make Liu Kang the main character and it'd be fine.
He could have been cool though. Let's be real. He could have been cool if they had done his character right. But he's just like
he's Black Panther power, man.
Yo, that's actually. I mean, like that's his suit was just like he could get beat up and then do like the Black Panther power thing.
I was like, okay, so we'll get to that too. Reptile. Why the fuck did they have Reptile in this movie? Reptile didn't even show up to fucking fight Kano in the house. That wasn't needed.
Oh, is that the chick that has the mouth?
No, Reptile was the green lizard thing.
Oh, that with like 4 arms, 6 arms or something like that?
No, that was Goro.
Well, who's Reptile?
Reptile's that like amphibian monster that attacks in Sonya Blade's house.
Oh, that goes invisible?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
yeah. Why the fuck do they need to bring Reptile?
I actually like that scene though.
Reptile is supposed to be a humanoid reptile.
I mean,
and this is some like
I didn't know what that
tiny
was.
Camino dragon motherfucker.
But I did like that scene as far as like, you know, fight scenes go.
Sub-Zero, weak as fuck. Dude, Scorpion he threw snowballs at Cole's car as he was flying away. Yeah. I was like, you telling me you can't make an ice spear that can fucking spear that car? No, you just throw some hail balls. Oh, go away.
Should have been like the Avatar and did like a wall of ice.
Yeah, like, you're fucking Sub-Zero, dude. Like, do something. Like, don't just fucking, like, sit there and let people punch you. Like, the fuck? Goro is supposed to be the champion of 9 Mortal Kombat tournaments, and this motherfucker gets killed by Cole, who has fucking glowing armor.
And some batons.
Some batons, yeah. My wife was pissed. She was like, what the fuck? And I was like... fuck, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So, and even in a lot of these fight scenes too were just kind of like mundane. They weren't even that great.
Goro's CGI looked like ass, dude. Like he wasn't even interacting with the environment. Like why? What the fuck? Raiden's eyes look like shit. They look like they just got the fucking film and colored it over with like a pencil.
A white crown. That was the worst part of it. That pissed me off. Every time I see his eyes, like,
every single time he, like the first scene he was in, he like showed up in his eyes. I was like, oh, that does not look good. Oh,
it
fuck.
Did not look good at all.
Like I really was deep into that first scene in the 1600s, and then it was just like Raiden, and I was like, oh no. Raiden's temple looks like a fucking Power Rangers hideout.
Yeah, I mean, we could go on and on about all this stuff. Like, there's so much wrong with this movie. And at the end of the day,
there's no Mortal Kombat tournament. Why the fuck is it called Mortal Kombat? They do fatalities and then look dead at the screen and be like, fatality. It's like, why the fuck are you saying that?
You know what did the one guy say? He goes, what did he say? Oh, was it perfect? What did he say? Flawless victory.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, he looked at the camera and said flawless victory. I'm like, bro, I'm done. Like, that's not cool. Like, that was so
like
lame.
The cringe.
Like, the scene before that when he killed her was like dope. Like when he sliced her in half, but then he looks at the camera and says flawless victory.
Yeah,
I'm like, nah, bro, nah, man. Like that. Like, okay, I get it. Like, but this is not a video game. Like, I get it.
Melina's mouth does not look like Melina. Like she's supposed to be Baraka type shit, and then she has like the little teeth, and her mouth looks normal and look like they just spray painted paint.
Overall,
shit looks bad.
It's all shameful.
It's a bad movie. I gave it 2.5 stars because I enjoyed some of the fights, but I also was like,
I think I gave it 2 stars, didn't I?
I think you and Jada both gave it 2. I think.
Yep, I gave it 2 stars.
I was very disappointed.
Well,
the guy who plays Sub-Zero is signed on for 4 more movies.
Yeah, well, let's please not have that happen. I'm trying to pull.
They're gonna make a sequel to this. It's making enough money. It's gonna happen.
Well, you know what? I hope not. But
I was trying to buy theater tickets, and every single showing was sold out.
Jesus.
It's gonna happen. They're gonna get a sequel to Mortal Kombat, and maybe it'll be better. Maybe they'll actually be like, people didn't like Raiden eyes. We need to fix that.
Well, is there any other films that you...
I finished the Laurence Olivier Shakespeare trilogy. Fuck them, they're all bad.
Yeah,
that includes Hamlet, which we watched for Best Picture, and I gave it a 0.5 star, and all I said in my review was, I hate this movie, and it's my most liked review on Letterboxd.
I was trying to log into my Letterboxd right now, and it just, for some reason logged me out. But, yeah, no, all those films, Hamlet, who I watched was terrible with you. And
Henry V, even drunk off my ass, I hated, and Richard III, I was not drunk, but I still hated it. And my wife was like, why are you watching this? And I was like, Criterion.
Criterion. Yeah, that's the name of the game. You know, so I watched, and I'm going to get this wrong because it's a weird name, but Tiny Map of Little Perfect Things, I'm pretty sure.
That's a long fucking title.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think I got it wrong. The Map of Tiny Perfect Things. It's basically about a guy and a girl that live the same day over and over and over again.
You really love your time loop movies.
I do. And then you add in some romance, and I'm like, I'm in, bro. I can't help this. And also, you also add in, I forgot the actress's name. What's her name? Catherine Newton.
I don't know who that is.
I think she's gonna be the new. Well, she was in Freaky. You know, she was the main chick in Freaky.
Oh, okay. She was bad.
In Pokemon Detective, and I'm pretty sure she was supposed to be. No, she's Ant-Man and the Quantum. She's.
She's Cassie. She's the new Cassie
She's
Lane.
the new Cassie, yeah. She was also Lady. She was also in Lady Bird.
I don't think she was a big character in Lady Bird then.
She might not have been, but yeah, this chick is just she's cool. But yeah, I don't know, it's just super cool, cute. Maybe I'll gushy, and I was like, I like this film. And there's like the time loop stuff was fun.
He looked it up and he was like, time loop, and he was like, oh shit, sold.
I saw the trailer for this a while ago, and I just realized it came out now, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have some good time right now, and I'm gonna watch this, and it was nice.
Well, I'm happy you watched something good. I watched shitty films all week.
That's not good.
I can't even say like I watched a new movie that was good. No, I watched fucking Mortal Kombat.
I don't watch a whole lot of films, to be honest with you. I don't get a chance to, and sometimes I just sit down and I'm just like, I don't want to watch
fucking adult life, right?
I sit down and I'm like, I turn on the TV and I'm just like, nothing looks good to me. I don't.
Dude, my sous chef at work, he's like telling the server, he's like, yeah, when you're an adult, you can't do fun things. Over here, like, I've seen 300 movies this year. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Nah, I mean, you can do fun things when you're an adult. It's just a matter of prioritizing your time.
I hate my life, so I'm going to watch movies.
I love Bryce. It's funny. I hate my life, so I'm watching the films.
How was your days off? Good. I watched 24 movies.
Well, speaking of that, we're gonna move on to our Filmverse feature, and each week me and Bryce pick a film that we want the other person to see, switching off. And this week, Bryce chose Saving Private Ryan.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was about to say thank you before you say welcome.
you passed up on the Muppet movie for this.
Oh, that would have been horrible. But this Saving Private Ryan was so much fun. I loved it. It was just a great film. Honestly, Tom Hanks can do no wrong.
It's like 2 hours and 50 minutes long, and I
can
can honestly
it was fast.
Yeah, because the action scenes are brutal, but then there would be scenes where they're just talking, and you're like,
those didn't mind me though. Those
they weren't like irritating, but there's like the scene where they're like waiting for the tanks to show up at the very end. I'm like, you could speed that up.
I was busy spam hearting an author of mine, Cameron Clare, on Instagram. So
I will say the scene that stayed with me where Wade gets shot. Fuck, dude, man, that thing like burned into my mind as a kid. Like, just like they're wiping away the blood on his chest, and it just keeps coming back up.
Yeah, I think that was. Oh, you know, actually, that scene, I was like retching up a little bit. I was like, oh, that's gross. But you know what? It fucked me up. Okay, and it actually kind of pissed me off a little bit. Was at the beginning. They thought they found James Ryan. They thought they found the Private Ryan, right? And well, I guess it's the beginning, quote unquote.
He's over there tearing up because he's like breaking down because his brothers are dead, and I'm over here like, man, there's still like 2 hours of this movie left.
Well, see, I knew that, but I figured they were just gonna let him go back. You know. Anyways, so I'm sitting here like I'm sitting here tearing up. You know, he's telling him his brother died, and they're like, oh, it's not the right Private Ryan. And I'm like, fuck you. Just made me tear up for no goddamn reason.
Okay, so let's run through this. Saving Private Ryan is a movie starring Tom Hanks.
Yes.
And it's him and seven men going to find Private Ryan.
What you might not know is Vin Diesel's in this film.
Yeah, it's a little weird. He's not in it for very long, but he's in it.
He tried saving a kid. It didn't work out so well.
But they this film starts off with D-Day, which is one of the most brutal things I've ever seen in a war movie. There's people getting their heads blown off, legs, arms. The medics are out there trying to like put people's guts back in them. The water's stained red, washing over people.
When did this film come out again?
1997, 1998, somewhere in there.
Can you believe that from 1998 to now, there has not been, at least not that I've seen, another war film that's like
as brutal, as like realistic?
Yeah, bro. I'm like that shit's intense. Like that's still like really good.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, in my opinion, one of the best war films since then is Fury, just because it's like the tight knit group kind of thing, and that's what I fuck with.
I think I've seen Fury. I really liked Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge, that's another one. I like that one's really memorable. No, dude, like war films have gone down. Like people say Dunkirk, but I hate that movie. I know you don't like that movie either.
Who says Dunkirk's a good? That's the Christopher Nolan's film, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that say that's like one of the best war films ever made.
No, what the fuck? Christopher Nolan's cool, but like not for that film, bro. Like that was bad. Like I hate that film so much.
Me too. But yeah, no.
What's the other film that came out? Was that one 1917? That was alright.
1917, I really liked. I know you weren't as much into it, but it was my first time seeing one without cuts, so I was like, whoa.
Oh right, you did tell me that. No, I mean it wasn't. I didn't hate it. It wasn't like. It wasn't my favorite out of all the Oscar films that year. But
I will say that out of every war film I've ever seen, this one isn't like this one's in my top like probably 4, but it's not like.
You know what? Honestly, this probably is one of my top war films. I'd have to watch Hacksaw Ridge again, but that one just has a special place in my heart, just because, you know how we were talking about the one kid that was too scared to do anything.
Yeah,
it has that same sort of flavor with Andrew Garfield, because Andrew Garfield's like that kid that doesn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
But he still manages to do something without killing, and something about that just hits home. Like it's so heroic.
I would say. And it's completely off topic. This isn't about Saving Private Ryan, but there's this 1980 Russian war film called Come and See, and it was trending on Letterboxd for a while. It has like a 4.3 on it. That movie, it's a foreign film, right? And like I got so invested in that, I turned my phone off. Like at home, turned my phone off and put it on the table because I was like, I'm fucking there. Like
that's me every time I watch a film. Though that's another reason I don't watch films that much is because like I can't. I mean, sometimes. I mean, obviously once in a while, but like I can't like be on my phone when I'm watching a film because I miss everything.
I just remember when Criterion released Come and See, and everybody was like, "Whoa, it's so amazing!" And I had bought it, right? But I was like, I'm not gonna watch that. You know, it's like 3 hours long and it's supposed to be brutal war film. I'm good. And then Jada was like, I want to watch it, and I was like, all right, fine. So we watched this 3 hour long Russian war film where this 14-year-old boy by the end of the movie has gray hair and bags under his eyes. It's
Wow.
It's a good looking movie, but no, but Saving Private Ryan, there's so many brutal scenes, man. Like
They're brutal, but even it's just all around the great film.
there's
There's
like
so much. I mean, there's depth to each character. There's so many characters. That feel so nice.
there's 8 people and each one of them has their own like personality. Where like I may not remember their fucking names, but when you see
Right.
them, you're like you're that guy.
Exactly.
Like
You know-
the sniper dude,
Yeah.
love him. He's
And then-
he's like reciting Bible verses as he's like sniping people. He's like, God be
Mhm.
with me, you know, protect.
You know what I like about this film too is that none of it was like, you know, I feel like in some war films it's like you feel like that toxic masculinity in a lot of
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. You're like,
There was
we're
not-
men. We go to it, and then you
Yeah.
see like Matt Damon sitting on the ground in a fetal position, trying to like.
There was not a lot of
get
that. In here.
shot.
It just felt very like they were just dudes out there doing their jobs, like, and it felt very real in that aspect.
Yeah, there's like they have a pool or a pool like a betting pool,
A Deadpool.
like up about what the Captain Miller's career was at home.
Oh yeah.
And like they mention it, but you never really think about it. And then there's this scene where this guy's it's about to go AWOL,
Yeah.
about to fucking just be like, "Fuck this mission, I'm out." And like he's like, "How much does that pull up to? $300?" I was a school teacher, and you're like, "This motherfucking dude was a school teacher
I see it
in
though.
a small town in Pennsylvania."
No, dude, he could have said he's anything. You'd be like, yeah, he is.
But that's the thing, though. Is like to me, it like humanizes people. It's like these guys aren't like badasses. These are
You're
just
right.
people that like this is something they have to do.
Bro, and he's like, I don't know how I'm gonna go home to my wife and tell her that like I talked to her about days like today, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. And every person I kill, it goes from. And I was like, but, and then he lets that dude walk away. We don't know how that turns out, but
Here's a great thing. The shaking the dude does,
yeah,
like Tom Hanks does in the movie, that's like a symptom of PTSD.
is it really?
Yeah. So like
Wow.
they didn't diagnose PTSD back in the day. So like
Right.
they didn't think it was a real thing. So then him shaking was just a symptom of PTSD. So then like the dude's already struggling with shit.
Wow, that's horrible.
I will say that like I can totally see why Tom Hanks' character like Captain Miller would be like, I don't know how to tell my wife, because my grandpa was in Vietnam, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he never told my grandma anything he did.
Yeah, because like at a certain point, you just look at him like,
The only person he told was my dad after my dad got home from the military,
wow,
because he could relate.
right.
And I mean, I've heard some of what my grandpa did, and like they do brutal shit in war. And like you hear the banging, so you're like looking around, like the fuck is this?
Anyway, yeah, no. So no, honestly, it's a lot super realistic, and
It's a solid film. It's so good.
exactly.
I will say though, Upham fucking kills 3 people in this movie inadvertently. I think it's so fucked
yeah,
up.
that is fucked up. But
like I think they probably would have died anyway, right? But at the same time, it's like this dude, like, because he's a little bitch, like causes 3 people to die in this squad.
exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. Great film though. Honestly, just all around, good pick.
Extremely powerful.
So I'm gonna pick a film that I was gonna choose last time, but then I found you hadn't seen Rush Hour. And we're gonna go straight out of Compton.
I'm gonna watch it before next Wednesday.
If you do, then we'll just pick something else. Huh? But yeah,
I was gonna do it when you like told Jada, and I saw the message, and I was just gonna watch it and just send you my review and be like, "Ah, look what I finally watched."
that's hilarious. You should.
It's like that one day I was gonna pick that movie, and then you sent me the review, and I was like, "Fuck you, Mitchell! I was gonna pick that, you cunt."
That's hilarious. You did too, didn't you? Yeah, exactly. I did.
You're like, yeah, it was really good. I'm like, why the
Wait.
fuck would you watch this out of everything you could have seen?
I know. It's like I just sensed it from across the. I was like, oh, you're gonna pick that. I'm gonna watch
You
it
just
now.
you just had a feeling. You're like,
Was that Molly's Game? Was that the one?
yeah. I was gonna pick Molly's Game, and then you would send me the review like a day later after I bought the movie. Like it was in the mail, and then you're like, look what I watched. I was like, you asshole! I was gonna pick that for a movie, and you were like, you were, and I was like, yeah, you bitch.
Wow. Well. Thank you guys as you joined us as we talked a slew of movie news, Saving Private Ryan, Mortal Kombat, and various pieces of content we watched throughout the week. New episodes come out every Tuesday, so be sure to follow us and turn on notifications to get updates every time we post, which is 7 a.m. every Tuesday. If you want to keep up with
Yeah,
our
you can use a scheduler thing. I'm like, sure.
sure. If you want to keep up with our activities outside the airwaves, you can stalk us on Instagram at Into the Filmverse Podcast, where we occasionally do have some updates. Bryce, where can people follow you in your wonderful?
You can find me on Instagram at Pain Love Cinema. Letterbox at Payne Reviews, Payne Reviews. It's so sad I had to think about my Letterbox handle. I was like, I'm on that every fucking day. And you can find me on Twitter as Sand Green Films.
And you can stay connected with me, Mytchel Chandler, by simply following me on Facebook and Instagram at author Mytchel Chandler.
Oh, look, I'm Mytchel. I have a simple handle.
I'm simple. On Twitter at Mytchel Chandler and on Letterboxd at Mitch Reviews. And remember, Mytchel and Mitch is all spelled with a Y, so that's MYTCH. Well, everyone, that is all for this week, our fellow cinephiles, and until next time,
Excelsior! My Letterbox was like, delete cash, and I was like trying to read
mine's
it.
the same thing. True believers.
I was like trying to read it. I was like, what?